Good morning. This is Sri Primo with a quick preview of week two of the NFL. We did a review of the week one, some of the trends. It's usually very tough to understand where we're going after just one week, but here we go, week two. And let's quickly get down to what did happen on Thursday. The Thursday um, featured the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Commanders. And it was game two for Micah Parsons and the defense, and the Green Bay defense was definitely disruptive. The Commanders' offensive line did not really hold the test, and they struggled a little bit mightily. And then added to that, insult to injury, they did lose two starters, um, Eckler on offense, and then Weiss on defense. Um, as far as the Green Bay Packers, I mean, their offense looked really sharp, even though they did leave some points on the field. I mean, they racked up 400 yards, and you saw how disruptive their line was against that. And always, game is always won in the trenches. And the Green Bay Packers now are 2-0, and Commanders. We'll have to go back to the drawing board and figure out how they can help Jaden Daniels and the offense, be a little more potent like last year. Anyway, let's get down to week number two of the NFL, and this is going to be an action-packed week because we have one of the. Maybe I'll wait for the Eagles and uh, Kansas City matchup. That was the Super Bowl rematch, but some of the huge matchups that we do have is that you do have the Buffalo Bills, who are just coming off an unbelievable um, win against the Ravens. They are headed down to play their division rival uh, in the Jets, but it's it's um, it's game time for Josh Allen, and I think the Jets cannot afford to go uh, to 2-0. Um, uh, so I think it's going to be a challenge for Buffalo. So, and then you got the other matchups too that you have in terms of um, the Rams and Titans. I mean, I think there's a few more Giants and Cowboys. You got another division matchup going on, um, and the Ravens are going to go. I mean, after their bad loss against the Bills, they are actually kicking off their home opener against the Browns. And the Browns didn't really play that bad last game against the Bengals, but this is an important game for the Ravens. They have to go up to 1-1, at least 0-2 is going to put them in a big hole, especially when you have Buffalo, the Bengals, and Kansas City Chiefs. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs, we'll get to that as well. But the good matchup, I think, would be the Monday night, would be the Chargers Raiders. The Raiders are coming off a impressive win against the Patriots, and Chargers are coming off with an impressive win in Brazil against the Chiefs. And I think they dominated the Chiefs in every way. So I'm very intrigued to see the matchup between the Pete Carroll and Harbaugh. So that's a huge game for them as well. So those are some of the critical uh, games that you have. But let's quickly get down to and then you had Cincinnati Bengals, and I think maybe the Bengals finished very strong last year, winning. They finished 9-8, I think, and they've got this good winning streak going on. The Jacksonville Jaguars and Bengals are both 1-0 teams, and this is a matchup between two of the quarterbacks picked in the 2021 draft class. So both Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow, and this is a critical game for them to establish that. As you see other teams in the AFC stumble, I think there's a good chance for them to go up 2-0, and I think it would be a high-scoring affair. Um, let's quickly get down to um, the final game, which is the everybody's waiting for. There's a game of the week, I think, between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a marquee game. There's no two things about it. The Chiefs coming off a loss, the Eagles coming off a season opening win over the Cowboys. Um, the Eagles are coming off a very strong performance. Week one, solid performance, but they're heading to the Arrowhead Stadium, which has been traditionally a great home for the Kansas City Chiefs. They usually win there, and this is interesting stat. You've seen some of the great quarterbacks who have started their season 0-2. Patrick Mahomes in his career has never started the season 0-2. So this is a I wouldn't call it a must win because knowing Patrick, he can turn the season around. But the Patriots were 2-0-2 and they went on to win the Super Bowl. So I'm not worried about. I put Patrick Mahomes in the same level as some of the greats. So, but I do think that they do want to get away with the win. The Chiefs' offense was struggling. I think one of the things that was attributed to that, which even Tom Brady referred to in an interview was the offensive line play of the Chiefs. But he definitely feels that they're going to improve over the course of the season. But again, they need them tomorrow, and let's see if that will come to fruition. As far as the Chiefs' defense, Eagles' defense, it's very stout. Their pass rush is one of the best, and that's how they got to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl consistently in the backfield, winning every matchup between the defensive line and the offensive line. And the key is going to be for Philadelphia offense, can Jalen Hurts and Eagles exploit their weaknesses? And I think that's the key for this matchup. And, this is must-see TV for, all football fans. And this is the game of the week, I think. I mean, there's nothing bigger than this. I mean, this is a Super Bowl rematch as well. So, what are the three things to look forward to next this season? Um, I think we talked about this, some of the bounce back performances. A lot of the teams are 0-1. And a team which is 0-1, like the Browns or the Patriots, versus the Chiefs that is 0-1 is two different things. I mean, the Chiefs will be in the playoffs while the other two teams will mightily struggle to get to the playoffs. Well, the Cowboys are 0-1 too, and I think there's a lot of questions being asked after the Week 1 performance. The question is they cannot all avoid 0-2 starts. So there are some teams that can bounce back from an 0-2 start, but there's some teams just cannot afford to be an 0-2 start. If the Cowboys go 0-2 and the Eagles go 2-0, then there's going to be a lot of catch up to do in that division. Um, Same thing for all the rest of the teams. So let's keep an eye on all those key starters, Mahomes, Deshaun Watson for Browns, and Dak Prescott to see if they can lead their teams to a much needed win. The one thing is that the 2025 rookie class, I think I want to talk about that. Last year, they did have some great debuts like Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, and a lot of the rookie running backs are playing well. Wide receivers too, like they're all playing well. Even for this draft class, let's just talk about this class. You have the Ashton Genty for, who's been playing really well. Let's see how he will do today. Then you got Ibuka, who's a wide receiver from Ohio State. He had a breakout performance for the Bucks last week. Let's see how he'll do. So you got some of the rookies already making like significant impact in the NFL. Um, the big showdown is going to be that's another storyline for this week. You have Ben Johnson, who was the offensive coordinator for the Lions, going on to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears. He's returning to Detroit to face the Bears. Well, that's another one too. Well, the Lions cannot afford to go 0-2 as well, so did the Bears. So there are a lot of interesting and intriguing matchups. And then I already referred to the coaching battle between Jim Harbaugh and Pete Carroll. Their long-standing rivalry, of course, that adds another intrigue because remember when Pete Carroll was with Seattle, Harbaugh was with the 49ers. So a lot of interesting matchups in store for us. So this is where we are, guys, and this wraps up the week 2 preview for the NFL. And looking forward to all the games. Thanks again for listening.